Hello everyone and welcome to the other match of the semifinals of the Aimchess US Rapid knockouts. It's Vladislav Artemiev versus Alireza Firouzja, and it was definitely quite a match. If you remember, in the first match, the match started by Artemiev winning, and then 2 games were drawn, and then Alireza finally won in game 4 and drew the match. In the second match, Alireza started by winning the second game, and then Artemiev retaliated in the third game, with the fourth game ending in a draw. So both matches ended in a draw. And then, of course, they had to go in the tie break. So they played 2 blitz games in the tie breaks. Let me just fix this because I realized I haven't. So 2 blitz games were played, 5+3, and both blitz games ended in a draw. And now, of course, we are in Armageddon. Which means that white gets 5 minutes on the clock, black has 4 minutes on the clock, but white has to win the game. So if Alireza draws this, then the match ends in a draw. And I've seen in the comments of the previous video, a lot of you were wondering what's wrong with my voice. I had my 15-year high school reunion yesterday, so stayed up a bit late. We had some wine, some beer, some rakia, and everything that follows. So it took a toll, it would seem, on my voice a little bit, but I'm feeling a lot better now, and it should be completely restored tomorrow. So just to update you guys on that. Now, getting back to the match, Artemiev has the white pieces, and he absolutely must win this game if he wants to win the match and face Carlsen in the finals. So let's check it out. Artemiev with the white pieces opens with d4. We have knight to f6 and bishop to g5. For this must-win game, Artemiev chooses the Trompovsky attack. We have d5 by Alireza and knight to d2. We have h6 now, challenging this bishop here, and bishop to h4. We have bishop to f5 and now e3. So keeping everything very solid, not trading anything off the board. You have to keep your winning chances alive as long as possible. And of course, you have to play fast. So e6 and now knight g to f3. Of course, you have to continue development, bishop to e7. And now there are a few games where bishop to e2 was played, but here we have c4 by Artemiev, and it is already as of move 7 that we have a completely new game. So Alireza castles here, and queen to b3 now. Putting pressure on d5, but also attacking that b7 pawn. But it's not really free for grabs. Alireza just develops the knight, and you can't really go for the pawn. If you capture it now, knight b4, and you will have a lot of problems defending this position with white. So instead, after knight to c6, just bishop to e2. Artemiev also needs to finish development, and now knight to a5, attacking the queen, putting more pressure on c4. So queen to a4, attacking the knight, and here Alireza just captures this. This is definitely in his favor to get some pieces and pawns off the board. We have knight captures, d captures, queen captures, and now knight to e4, offering even more trades, which is of course good for him, because if he can get a draw in this game, then he wins the match. So bishop captures on e7, queen captures, and Artemiev now castles. And now what's left to do is, of course, c5, further attacking the center here, and Alireza can be very, very happy with his position. We have rook f to d1, the other rook is coming to c1, and Artemiev wants to finish development. We have c captures on d4, knight captures on d4, attacking the bishop here, and bishop back to g6, and now rook a to c1, and now all of the pieces are nicely placed and fully developed. We have rook f to d8 by Alireza, and now f3, kicking away the knight from this very active square. We have knight back to d6, attacking the queen, and just queen b4. Now pinning the knight, the queen on e7 is undefended, and of course Alireza will have to figure out a way out of this. So queen to g5 now, attacking the e3 pawn. For the moment it's undefended, but Artemiev just plays f4. So the queen goes back, we have queen to f6, and now knight to f3. And here, the problem is it's not very easy to get this rook into the game. If you just play rook a to c8, it seems like a logical move. It just loses the pawn. We're going to capture here. You can't capture with the rook because the knight falls, so you have to capture with the knight, and then let's say captures, and now we pick up the b7 pawn. Now it is free, and now white is just up a pawn, and well, he has 2-1 advantage on the queen side. He should have excellent winning chances. So after this knight to f3, we have knight to f5. Now again putting pressure on the e3 pawn, and the king to f2. This is how Artemiev defends. We have bishop to h5 now, threatening to trade down even further, and Artemiev plays g3. and there really isn't a good way for white to try and push for anything here, but Alireza makes it possible. So here what you probably want to do is just trade captures and push e5, and you are just feeling great here as black. But for some reason, I don't know if it was some deep miscalculation, or maybe just maybe he switched the move order or something, but instead of capturing and then playing e5, Alireza played e5 right away. And although it looks like there could be something going on here, there really isn't, and it's just a free pawn. So, well, you could capture with the knight, it's not a problem, just knight captures on e5. There's really no way for black to do anything about this. Artemiev even captures with the pawn. He plays f captures on e5, and now Alireza plays queen to e6. And okay, now you've opened up the white king a little bit, but the problem is the position is now completely winning for white. So feel free to pause the video here and win the game for Artemiev while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on realizing that the queen is covering the g4 square and that the g4 just wins a piece here. So congratulations to everyone who found this. Alireza somehow missed this, and of course Artemiev played it. He was down on the clock. He had a few seconds on the clock, whereas Artemiev had over 2 minutes. But still, it's such a rough blunder. Definitely not an easy one, especially after 2 days of such grueling matches against Artemiev to go down like this. But okay, there's nothing better. Alireza captured with the bishop, queen captures on g4. Now Alireza traded on d1. We have bishop captures on d1, and now g6, kind of keeping the knight safe. Now the queen can move, but just bishop to b3, guarding the pawn, also pushing the queen away, queen to b6, and now queen to e4. Now the idea is e6, and there's really nothing black can do about this. Rook to d8 was played, and now, of course, Artemiev continues pushing forward. We have e6, the bishop wants to, open up this diagonal. We have king to f8, and now queen to e5, guarding the c7 square. Artemiev is preparing rook to c7, which would cover the e7 square, and then, just queen to h8, for example, would be checkmate. And there's no good way to stop this. Alireza just played pretty much any move. He played a5, allowed rook to c7, and it was in this position on move 32 that Alireza Firouzja resigned the game, as there is no defense against the position from the thumbnail or the checkmate on h8. So yeah, really a spectacular match. Sorry, like I said, I had my 15-year high school reunion, so I couldn't cover all of the games yesterday. But I decided to show this one, as it's just a very, very tough loss for Alireza. But now, as you've seen, it will be Magnus versus Vladislav in the finals. So we're gonna have a lot of fun covering both of the matches, and we can only hope this match as well goes to Armageddon. That's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to thank Aditya Parasarati, Christoph Alexander Sopa, Tom Derelo, CakeDeFi.com, and Vincent Natale for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing the coverage of the finals, and that's it. Thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your weekend.